and welcome to One in a Million, bringing the joy of winning right into your ear holes with Lotto from the National Lottery. I'm your host, Ellie Taylor, and I am so excited to bring you an absolutely cracking lineup. We'll be talking to an amazing array of guests, and we'll be learning about winning, about how they've won, how we can learn from them, and how we can all win more, at least in our hearts. We'll be getting to know our guests via some great chat and also some very silly, pointless games. Are you ready? Let's crack on. Well, today's guest is a corker. Alesha Dixon called him one of the finest winners Britain's Got Talent has ever had, and he's also the first magician to win BGT. What a great fact. Then he went back into the army, armed with all of his knowledge of the dark arts. Definitely need to hear more about that. Abracadabra, it's Richard Jones.
Hey, how's it going?
Very good, thank you
Thanks
very
for
much.
having me here. This is very exciting.
I'm very excited. I love magic.
Oh, good.
I love magic, in a quite a weird
I have
way.
heard a story that you are actually a magician yourself.
I don't like to talk about it. There was a time on a charity show, it was like a sing and dance thing for like comic relief. I had to pretend to be a magician's assistant while singing Black Magic by Little Mix. Of course, just another day at the office. But magician's assistants are not usually, 5'11" and size 12. So unless they were going to actually saw me in half, they had to make a box that I was hiding in bigger. They had to get a man in to say, make the box bigger to hide her in.
Well, the assistants are secretly the people who do the real magic and the tough jobs, right?
There was one where they had like a basket and two of them climbed in there. And that was the trick. One came out, you thought that was it. Hello, another little one climbs out
impressive.
as well. Do you do tricks with
No,
assistants?
that's far too large scale and tough magic. I do easy, chilled magic.
Okay.
I don't have any assistants in my show, actually.
You don't? Not even a rabbit?
No, not anymore.
Is that frowned on these days?
Yeah, actually, I think it is.
Oh,
But
fair
if
enough.
you'd like to be an assistant, we could do a show together.
Okay. How big's your box?
Well, I've bought a box with me, actually. Yeah.
It's a lorry outside. Richard, it's lovely to speak to you. I've got a lot of questions. So, Britain's Got Talent. How many years ago was that now that you won?
I won it in 2016.
Tell me about that moment. Do you still remember when they announced your name, that feeling when you realised you'd won?
It was pretty mental, actually. I didn't really know how to react. Funnily enough, when I won the semi-final, inside I was like really emotional and like couldn't believe it, but I don't express my excitement very well apparently, because after that, I remember the producers saying, look, obviously you're in the final now. If you win the show, you've got to show some sort of emotion. They said, it looks like you don't really care that you just won. I was thinking, oh, God, inside I really did care. So, but then when I won the actual the final, I shed a few tears because it was just the fact of knowing so many people went out their way to phone.
Yeah, that's a real thing, isn't it?
Yeah,
when people have
it's very
voted, people have bothered to pick up the phone specifically for you.
Yeah. And no doubt my mum probably voted about 100 times, so that's lovely.
That's what mums are for.
Exactly.
And so confetti went off. They come to you, awkward interview. I think the most interesting bit is when the cameras are off. Like, how was that night? Like, what did you do?
It was a very strange night because when the lights are on, it's amazing and it's like euphoric and everyone's screaming and cheering, and then it ends. And then I went back to my dressing room and kind of sat there, and I had two of my closest friends with me, and we sat there, and it was just the oddest thing to know that it was just mayhem and amazing out there, and now we're just sitting in the little trailer out the back as if, did that really just happen? Yeah. It's amazing. And actually I missed my own party, so they had a big all of the acts had this big after show party, and it was like to find out who the winner is, and we have this big party, and I didn't even know that was going on because I was being interviewed, and I went back to the trailer, and then by the time I realised it was this event going on, everyone was going home, so I missed it. And not only that, they gave me a trophy.
Yeah.
And I was so pleased with this trophy, and the moment the camera stopped rolling, I put it down for 2 minutes, and I never saw it again.
Oh, really?
Somebody out there has a Britain's Got Talent trophy.
That'll be on Vinted. I've probably seen it.
Yeah.
I've probably bought it.
I'll buy it back.
That's unbelievable. Speak to someone. They'll be able to get...
I've tried.
ITV. Come on, ITV. They can afford another trophy for you.
Well, if ITV, if you're listening.
Come on. They will be. Yeah. Come on, let's be honest. That must have been a real pinch me moment. Have you had more pinch me moments since, or do you think that's just such a high, it's hard to sort of compete?
That was the biggest moment in my life, I would say. But then also I was very proud. I did the Royal Variety Show.
Oh, yes, lovely.
And I had my brother and his team on there, and that was a really special moment. We got a beautiful standing ovation for the Army guys that I had there. It was a bomb disposal unit that I was dedicating the show to. And they came on, we got a standing ovation, and it was a really beautiful moment. We had all my family in the crowd and some friends. That was quite special. Having future King of England, obviously now the King of England in the audience, was...
Did you have a little chat afterwards?
We did actually, yeah. So actually, our king is actually a member of the Magic Circle.
Is he?
He is a magician.
Did he say, lovely to meet you, and then pull a coin out of your ear?
Yes, he did.
I knew it.
Yeah. He's, and I've been told, I don't know how true this is, but apparently the King's Arms, just down the road from Buckingham Palace, he's there Friday nights entertaining.
Goes table to table.
Got a little spot. Yeah. At the restaurant. Yeah. Hi, I'm your king.
Here's a coin. Oh, it's got my face on. So you spoke then about, your brother and having the Army guys at the Royal Variety. So after this massive high, this, becoming well known, I'm sure people would have come up to you in the street and, suddenly being in the limelight. And then you went back into the Army, which is a really interesting decision.
Yeah, well, the crazy thing was, so I won on like a Saturday night, it must have been. And then the Sunday mornings, basically I had no sleep. The next morning I had to go in because I had to look after my horse. I was a cavalryman. So,
oh, wow.
So I had to go, and we were actually preparing for the Queen's birthday parade the next week. So I was in every day preparing the horses and doing the rehearsals all day. And then in the evenings, I was going away doing interviews and stuff about Britain's Got Talent. So I had no sleep for months after that. And actually, they mentioned me on the Queen's birthday parade on TV, which was amazing. And they told me that they might mention me and might zoom in on me. So I was very aware that I had to make sure I looked smart on the horse on the parade. But I was so tired. No, I've never told anyone this, but now that I'm not in the Army, I feel like I can tell it now. I was so tired. Every now and again I was falling off. Because the parade's a really long parade, and I was up since 5 preparing the uniforms and the horses. And I was really paranoid that they were going to zoom in on me. And I'd be like, here's the winner of Britain's Got Talent. I'm just like asleep on the horse. So I was really on edge. Luckily, when they did zoom in on me, we'd just started moving, so I was kind of awake there. But the guys either side of me, they were told, look, keep an eye on Richard because he's going to fall asleep. Keep kicking him.
Poke
so
him,
that was a tough parade, but I've got a mention, which is beautiful.
That's amazing. So how long did you go back to the Army for?
I did another 6 years after that. I was very lucky. I was doing it part-time. They gave me a part-time position, so I was doing all of the big parades and a lot of stuff for the Army. But actually, a lot of the time, they were sending me around as a magician from that point. So I flew over to the Falklands and did a show for the Penguins over there. I did Afghanistan. I flew over there, did some shows for the troops there. And my main role was just to boost morale wherever our troops were in coalition forces. So that kept me busy, and it was good fun.
And how was the reaction then from your colleagues doing something so different?
I thought I was going to get a lot of stick for it, but actually they were so supportive. And actually from that moment on, every show I did on TV, I was trying to find ways of getting my friends in the Army on the show with me. So I think secretly they enjoyed it. And they met lots of famous people in the background of these shows, so I think they were happy.
Yeah. So you're out of the Army now.
Yes.
Magicking is your life.
Full time now, yeah.
Full-time magic man.
Yeah.
So you've loved magic since you were a kid?
No. Well, yeah, I have loved magic since I was a kid.
But you haven't done it since you were a kid?
I didn't become a magician. In fact, I've probably not even told anyone this, but I became a magician in 2010, and that was when I just joined the Army. I'd been posted to work with the United Nations overseas for a little while, and I didn't know the group of people I was with very well. And there was one night they were playing poker, shuffling cards in this bar, and I'd watched David Blaine on TV a few nights before, so I thought, they don't know me, I'll see if I can do a trick. So I remember it like it was yesterday. I remember my friend called Dean. I said, shuffle the cards, take a card out, don't look at it, put it face down on the table, and I had a really serious David Blaine persona at this point. And I said, name any card. And he said the Jack of Clubs. And he turned it over, and just secretly, just by pot luck, it was the Jack of Clubs. But people were going mental. People were going crazy, screaming, my God, David Blaine is on the island. So from that moment on, I blanked it. So every night I would try and learn a new piece of magic, and then the next day I'd perform it 15 times for lots of different groups of Army soldiers, wherever I was. And the beautiful thing about being in the Army is they are the most honest audience you
Yes,
get.
I can imagine.
Every time I was rubbish, they told me why I was rubbish, so I could figure out the psychology behind how I could change things up and make it clearer and easier to follow and more powerful. So gradually over time it got better and better. And obviously then many years later, 6 years later, I won BGT, and The next day after the show, I had a text message from that guy, Dean, who I did that first trick for, and it was a photograph of that card, and he still had it in his wallet. And he said, I always knew you'd make it big one day, so I've had this in my wallet ever since.
Oh.
And still to this day, he's got no idea that it was potluck that kickstarted my entire career.
It's a complete sham, all of it.
I like to think he'll be watching this and he'll text me shocked after this. So.
Well, you're talking there about how they were a very honest audience if things weren't going so right. Obviously, we only see things, especially on telly, when magicians, like, tricks go well. That's winning, right? And we love to see that. We love the mystery. We love to be confused by it. But what happens, and even an amazing professional, I imagine occasionally you have days where things don't quite go out.
It goes wrong, yeah.
So how do you react and how do you feel about that?
Well, my theatre show is very, like every theatre show I do, even though it's the same show, every show will feel very different because my show is kind of linked to the decisions that the audience make every night. So I always kind of have to predict what people are likely to choose, but also work things out throughout the show. But sometimes people surprise you and they go for something really obscure and something you're not prepared for. But the beauty of a good magician is no one ever knows it's gone wrong because no one knows what the end is anyway. It just means that trick will be very long and and I'll keep milking things until I can figure out how to bring it to an end. So sometimes a 2-minute piece of magic might end up 10 minutes depending on whether it's gone the way I hoped it would.
And it's just you and your team going, oh God, how long is
this
going to last?
Right, yeah. And that's the problem with live TV is you don't have that kind of time to play around with. You have to nail it.
Did everything go right on BGT?
Pretty much, yeah. I think so.
Either way, you blagged it because you won. So
I got lucky, right? Yeah. No, it did work. Yeah, that's lucky.
So obviously BGT, massive grown-up adult highlight of winning. Can you think of when you were a kid? Do you remember of something that you won that really meant a lot to you?
Good question. My first experience ever of winning, I remember I was probably in year 4 at primary school. And remember back in the day, you're all sat in these lines in assembly. It's like 500 kids sat on the floor cross-legged in the assembly room. I guess they still do that, but for me it was ages ago.
Yeah.
And I'll never forget this. They were talking about someone who deserved a prize, someone had worked really hard at school and they were going to get this big prize. And then he announced the name and it was Richard whatever. And at the time, I always remember I'd never known another Richard. I just assumed I was the only Richard in the world.
Right.
I didn't know there was people with the same name as me.
Yeah.
And I'll never forget it. I stood up and didn't really know what was going on, but I walked up to the front to get this award. And then there was this other guy walking up to get this award as well. And what's going on here? And that was when I realised that names are common and people have the same name. And I don't know what his surname was. It wasn't Jones. It was just I just assumed I was the only Richard in the world. So then I had a really awkward walk back to where I was sat in front of all the kids in school. And I sat back down and I've never forgotten that terrifying moment of how stupid I felt.
Oh, God.
But then funny story, a few years later in year 6, I ended up winning that same award. And I remember they gave me an Easter egg and a little trophy. And on the trophy, they got my name wrong. I've still got it on my shelf at home because it's so funny. It was Richard Curtis. So I've not had a great deal of luck.
I really hope there are more than one Richard in the world because my dad's called Richard. So unless
it
you
was
and my
probably
mum,
him who got that award.
Okay.
He probably went to my primary school.
Okay, Daddy.
Yeah,
no worries.
2 years older than me.
Yeah. I said I love magic, and I do. Now, this is a tricky request. Is there a bit of magic that you can do now that works via the medium of podcast and also the video because we're filming it because we're cool cats?
Yeah, that is a tricky request.
Isn't it?
So I'm going to try and do something. Conveniently, I do have a pack of cards just here.
Oh, my God, what are the chances?
I didn't put them there. They just seem to be there. I don't know how these came to be.
But
I'll leave them there. So what I'm going to do, I'll do a card trick with you, but it's not about the card trick. It's about your mind.
Oh,
okay?
God. Oh.
If you have anything on your mind that you shouldn't have on your mind, let it go now.
Oh, now definitely got things. Okay, fine.
There's a lot of terror in your eyes at this moment in
time.
Now, you're going to make some decisions for me.
Yep.
Every decision you make is completely free choice. It's down to you. I'm going to talk through everyone listening exactly what's going to happen. I'll leave the pack of cards on the table. Anyone watching on the screens can see this, hopefully. And if you're not watching the screens, later on, watch it again on the screen. Now, you're going to make some decisions.
Yep.
In a pack of cards, we have red cards and we have black cards.
Yep.
Would you like the card that we end up using? Would you like it to be a red card or a black card or a red card? Your choice. Don't let me influence you. Red, black, or could be a red one. Whichever one you want.
I would actually go red.
Okay, that felt fair, right?
Yeah, really fair.
So obviously out of the red cards we have diamonds and hearts. Which one would you like it to end up being?
Diamonds.
You sure?
Yeah.
Okay. That leaves us just with the value.
Yeah,
so
it does.
it could be a number card or a picture card. The picture
Yes.
cards are obviously the jacks, queens, kings. The numbers are obviously 2 to 10. Do you want it to be a number or a picture?
Number.
A number.
Yeah.
Which number would you like?
9.
Number 9.
Yeah.
Any reason you chose that?
Just to try and not go for the ones I was going to pick.
Most people would think of Queen of Hearts, something like that, but you ended up with 9 of diamonds.
Oh, okay.
Right?
Yeah.
Now, what I'm going to try and do, I'll keep this in shot the entire time. I'm going to open these cards up. Now, I'll try and keep this on camera so everyone can see. The first thing you'll notice, Ellie, as I go through, if you would have chosen the Ace of Hearts, which is currently face up, straight away in the pack, if you would have chosen the Ace of Hearts, this would have been a much better trick. But sadly, you didn't. But it doesn't matter, look, because there's another ace.
Yeah.
So as I go through, so those of you just listening, I'm currently going through the pack, a blue pack of cards, and I'm showing there are aces.
Yeah.
All of the aces.
Aces turned up, yeah.
All of the aces, there's the other ace. So all 4 aces. Can you confirm that all the 4 aces, they're the only ones face up in the pack?
Yes.
And it is a complete blue pack, yes?
Yes.
Now, these aces aren't actually from this pack of cards. I took them out of a red pack. Hold your hands flat for it. I'll just hold on to them. Don't do anything with them just yet. Now, I wanted there to be no doubt left in your mind that all the decisions you made in that moment were exactly what we needed. So I took these aces from a red pack. Not only that, I've written something on the back. If you hold your hands flat for us, I'll try and do this so that the cameras can see. On the back of each card, I've written something, a little message. On the first one, it says the. I'll turn over the second one.
Yeah.
9.
No!
9. And the next card says of diamonds.
Oh my God!
You're always going to choose that. I'll hold these up so hopefully the camera can see. The 9 of diamonds. There we go. And if we had a live audience, hopefully they'd clap at this point.
Oh my God!
But instead, they're
How did you... Oh my God, you're in my brain. That's mad.
Well, I'll be honest, I was picking up some filth as well, but I won't say about it. Am I allowed to make a joke like that on this?
Yeah,
Okay, good.
please, it's encouraged. That's...
It's encouraged.
You should do BGT. That's really good.
I would never win that show. It's too much competition.
That's going to play on my mind forever now. How did he do it? How did he do... I'm going to join the Magic Circle. Me and King Charles, we're going to work you out, sunshine.
Can I tell the audience listening the truth?
Yeah.
Ellie's totally in on it. We're actually a double act. For years. We've been planning this for years. We've done cruise ships. We've done all sorts, haven't we?
Finally, it's
Just
all
for that
come
moment
together.
to reveal on a podcast that it was totally set up. Obviously, that was a joke. It wasn't set up.
That was amazing.
Yeah,
okay, I will have to bully you later to tell me how you did it.
We'll talk.
Okay. Yeah, don't scared. Richard, amazing. Right, we need to get into one of our silly games.
I love silly games.
Do you?
Yes,
Well,
I
this is
actually
one
do.
you probably would have played with your friends. You win the Lotto jackpot. How are you going to spend it? We've all had these conversations, haven't we?
Yes.
So
yeah.
first of all, you've won the Lotto jackpot. Congratulations. Who is the first person you're telling?
I don't think I'd want to tell anyone straight
Even
away.
family?
I mean, they would probably figure it out pretty quickly.
They'd be suspicious.
I would want them to figure it out. I feel like it would be hilarious that they would think all of a sudden I've got real careless with my finances and just buying things left, right and centre. So I'd want them to experience the fear first before I'd then say, oh, by the way, I won 15 mil yesterday.
That's lovely that you want to create anxiety before revealing the truth.
Yeah, it's a bit like magic. You
yeah.
you bully people to be terrified first and worried about you, and then you reveal something cool.
I like
There
your
you go.
style. Okay, so you've told no one. Well, what's the first thing you're going to do? What's the first thing you're going to buy?
Oh, that's a good question. I would love to buy a boat.
How big is the boat? What is the boat? What's on the boat?
Really big.
Like yacht.
Like a yacht, yeah.
Okay. What colour?
Blue
Oh, okay.
with red sails.
Oh, well, why not?
Why not?
What's its name?
Oh God, Magic Moments.
I think so, Mike, and I thought that's taken.
That's a different kind of show.
It is. It's a great show, to be fair.
Yeah,
Have
I
you
get sued for calling a boat that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
and
a shame.
yeah, people get totally misled coming onto the boat.
Yeah.
I'd call it Magic Moments.
Magic moments.
Magic Mike Moments.
And would you be the captain of the ship?
I would have a captain's hat, but I wouldn't want to
you would.
sail it. I'd like the pleasure of just sitting on a boat.
And going, this is
Obviously.
my boat.
Yeah,
Welcome to my boat.
yeah. But I wouldn't want to actually sail it. I would have to make sure. I'd probably have to make sure it was £7 million because I think it would cost just as much to run it.
Yes, I hear that. That's very sensible of you.
It is very
As
sensible.
a new multimillionaire. Congratulations
Thank
on your
you.
sensible decisions. Where would you moor your boat?
I would moor it in Southend-on-Sea.
Oh, I love that.
What a beautiful place.
Right next to
Not far from me.
the Adventure Island.
Yeah.
Yes.
What a place.
Next to the arcades.
Rossi's ice cream just down the road.
Delicious.
What more could you need?
In life, absolutely nothing. A boat with red sails and
They've got an Aldi there as well.
an Aldi. Oh, I thought you meant the car. Not
Aldi.
Yeah,
Aldi.
different.
Yeah.
I'd love a yacht that's completely stocked from Aldi. That would be
That would be
wonderful.
good. Yeah. They stock such random things. It'd be wonderful.
You could probably buy a boat in Aldi, to be fair.
Yeah.
So you've got your boat. Where are you going to live? I'm guessing that's just going to be something for the weekend. Where are you gonna buy a new house?
I would love a new house. Well, no, actually, you know what? I have just moved into a new house.
Oh, we'll keep
and
that then.
I love it. Oh, where I live is so lovely. I've got such a beautiful house. So very happy. So I'll keep that. And
Yes,
spend
why
all
not?
the money on other things, I think.
Okay, what like?
Here's the funny thing. In my old house, I didn't have the biggest difference between my old house and this house is I never used to have a dishwasher.
Right.
It used to be such a pain. I used to hate doing the washing up. Now in my new house, I have a dishwasher, which is a lovely feeling. So I don't have to do the washing up, but it is a pain emptying the dishwasher.
Right.
So I would buy another dishwasher.
So
So I'd have two dishwashers side by side. So that I think I heard someone tell me this, and I thought it's just the best idea ever. So you would never need to empty the
So
dishwasher.
you just take out what you need.
You've caught onto this quick.
Oh
It's the
my
future.
God. So you instead of unpacking it into the drawers, you just go, I need a plate. I'll go to the clean one, get a plate. And then the new, oh my God, that's ingenious. It's the kind of frivolous thing you would never normally do in normal life. But if you were a
why would you?
multimillionaire,
It's crazy.
you could absolutely have a kitchen to have that.
I might have to build an extension to fit it in, but
Well, what you need these days, everyone has a butler's pantry. So you have like your kitchen, which is just for display, and then you have like a sort of kitchen behind the kitchen with all the actual things that you use.
is that
That's
what you
where
have
put
at
it.
home?
I've got 5 of them. Yeah. You'd be surprised how well podcasts pay.
When you
Yeah.
said 5, do you mean 5 butlers? You got 5 butlers at home?
I've got 5 butlers and 5 butlers kitchens. They all need a butler's
They need
kitchen.
space,
Do you
don't
know what I mean? They do need space for each other. Well, I was going to ask you what chore you would outsource, but I think that's maybe
That
your
pretty much
answer.
covers everything I need in life.
Do you like driving? Would you have a driver? Would you have someone to do your ironing?
I would like a Ferrari.
Would you?
Yeah.
Very cliche, but I get it.
Yeah. But like I said, I wouldn't tell anyone I'd won the lottery, so that when I buy the Ferrari, people would get worried about me. Like, he's really hit rock bottom here.
Something's going on.
Yeah, but I would feel like I wouldn't want them to know that I could actually afford the Ferrari,
Love it.
just to scare people.
Is there like a life experience or something on your bucket list that winning all that money could help you do that you might not otherwise? Somewhere you want to go, something you want to experience?
I would like to go to Bali for 2 weeks.
You've won the
all out.
lottery, mate.
3 weeks. But totally
Top notch.
all-inclusive.
Yeah.
I'd sail there on the boat.
Of course you would do.
Yeah.
Of course you would do.
Take the butlers, then we'll just have a good time. I would like to take my dog as well. Obviously, I'd take my girlfriend with me as well. Probably all my family.
I'm sorry, you've just put your dog ahead of the girlfriend.
No, I mean, I was just...
Yeah.
Yeah, but the girlfriend and my girlfriend and my family are an obvious.
Okay,
whereas
sure.
the dog,
Good
it's
backtrack, okay.
a little bit more paperwork to take.
That's true.
animals abroad.
Girlfriends tend not to need that much paperwork, so that's good.
Yeah, a lot less. So I would like to take... She's called Lady, my dog. She's
The girlfriend? Oh, no, sorry.
No, yeah. Oh, my girlfriend's called Lady Rhea. So,
Okay.
Whereas my dog is called Lady. So
if
I'd like to take them all.
If you're sailing to Bali, that's quite a long journey. Maybe you might need some entertainment on the boat. Is there any like musical act you would like to perform, or is there a music group or a singer, another magician you'd like to have entertain you?
I would like to hire, just to keep it ITV BGT related, I would like to hire Paul Potts to sing Nessun Dorma.
Just every
As we come
morning.
in. No, yeah, every morning.
That's how you wake up.
Every morning. Yeah, Nessun Dorma. I'm not sure if he'll be available for that, but we'll have that
I
chat.
think you'd be interested.
Yeah.
Is there a BGT 2018/2016, depending whenever you were on it, because we can't remember? Is there a WhatsApp group for that year of the finalists?
If there is, I wasn't invited into it. So you're breaking my heart right
No,
now.
it might.
'cause
It's probably a bit before WhatsApp was really all
just
over
the
the
thought
shop.
of knowing they're all talking behind my back now is upsetting.
But who cares? Because you've got the trophy, even though you've lost the trophy.
I don't
In
have
your
the trophy.
heart.
Paul Potts probably has my trophy.
Bloody Paul Potts.
I'm going to have to call him.
Pesky man again.
Yeah.
So do you think you'd buy anything really nice for someone else if you won the lottery?
I think I should, shouldn't I? Really?
What would you buy for your dog?
Oh,
What would she love?
she loves. So she has this thing called a snuffle mat. Is that an obvious thing? What that
A
is?
snuffle mat.
So it's like this
Tell
big
me
mat.
more.
It's about this big, and it's got lots of different pockets in it, and you put treats in different pockets, and she spends hours looking for the different treats.
What treats do you put in a snuffle mat?
Just little tiny ones, so it takes ages to find them. And obviously, she doesn't like to be on her own, so sometimes if I have to pop out for half an hour, I'll set that up, and she'll spend hours excited. So what I would probably do is buy one that was massive, the whole size of the room.
And fill it with like just steak.
I would probably need to hire someone to fill it because it takes forever.
Well, there you go. That's perfect. You've got someone. Full-time person on snuffleboard duty.
Yeah.
Do you know, that snuffleboard sounds like a great idea for my 1-year-old. I could like squirrel away Cheerios and that would keep him entertained for hours.
Cheerios.
This is great life advice, Richard.
Yeah, well,
Thank you so
had
much.
A lot of thought into it.
You
obviously.
have, and I appreciate that very much. Okay, well, on to our next game. It's called My Winning Numbers. Now, we
Oh, okay.
all have favourite numbers, don't we? Whether it's birth dates, anniversaries, or the number of boys that we snogged in one night in Kavos in 2002. That's
Yes, I have a number for that one. Good.
7.
Okay.
Same, exactly. So, Richard, what are your winning numbers?
My winning numbers would be, drum roll please. Thank you. 21.
Tell me why.
Because it's mine and one of my closest friends' birthdays,
Lovely.
which is probably boring. Is that a boring answer?
It's quite boring, but I'll accept
Oh,
it.
come on. Okay.
I'm being honest.
Brutal but fair.
Yeah.
I would say 16 because it's two of my other closest friends' birthdays. Is that still boring?
Still boring. In more so, if anything.
What date is your birthday?
4th. Don't you
I'd
dare
go
say
4.
Oh, for God's sake.
Because it's your birthday. Okay, so let's think back. Numbers. What numbers?
Anything to do with the army. Anything to do with your horse.
Oh,
4,
okay.
the number of legs my horse had.
Actually, we give horses real names, not just numbers.
What was your horse called?
Lancelot.
Oh, what a great
Yeah.
name.
But you're right, because Lancelot does have 4 legs.
4
will be the next
Of
choice,
course it is.
obviously. And when I was younger, I used to get to town the bus 275.
Yeah.
So I would go for 27, and I'd go for every combination of that number. So 27, 25. What are we up to now? That's 5 numbers.
I've got confused with the bus because it went all over the shop there.
It did used to go all over the place.
Do you have a lucky number?
5.
Why 5?
Mainly because that's the number that just came to me in that moment.
You got an anniversary with your missus?
Yes. Good
There
idea.
we go. Come on.
Wow, that's a good one.
Crikey.
I actually met my girlfriend the day after my birthday.
Oh, did
So
you?
22.
So 22. Even I know
22,
that because I
lucky
already know when your
22.
birthday is. How did you meet your... Oh, mate, hang on. This is what I need to ask. As a magician, when do you drop I'm a magician? When do you drop the magician card?
Oh, my girlfriend didn't actually know I was a magician until about a month after we were dating.
Was that the first time you went into the bedroom?
No, that was years later. So yeah, no, but my girlfriend it was great. She planned the whole date and everything she did because I told her it was my birthday.
Right.
I pulled that card and
Yeah.
said, well, let's go on a date the day after my birthday, but because it's my birthday, you need to organise it all.
Yeah, right.
And she did. She did a really amazing job. We went to Putt Shack.
Oh, nice fun.
And
That's where you do golf, isn't it? It's like
Yes.
a grown-up inside golf thing. Yeah.
Yes.
Good fun.
And it was great fun. And yeah.
There's
I
other
feel
jokes
like I feel like
yeah. Well, I was just going to say something about hole in one, but I won't. It's because inappropriate. Oh well, that's nice. She sounds like a catch.
she's amazing. She did. Oh God, I knew from that first date that it was perfect.
But
She
you've
was great.
won.
Yeah, that I won.
You
yeah.
won.
I'm a winner.
What's her favourite trick of yours?
Well, when you date a magician, you kind of lose the love of magic.
Do you know, I'm a
a
comic, stand-up
sacrifice.
comic. You'd be surprised, but apparently I am. And my husband says exactly the same about stand-up comedy. I've like ruined stand-up
Just
comedy
hates
for
it
him
now,
because he just,
yeah.
you know how the sausage is made, and he deconstructs everything. Is that the
Yeah.
same for her? So she'll sort of be trying to work out how things
Exactly
are done.
that. Yeah, because she's in behind the scenes. She used to help me in the show as well.
Did she? Was she a magician's assistant?
No, she used to help behind the scenes.
Okay, right.
So, which is even worse because it means she saw how everything.
Yeah.
And it's very sad when you, because even when you become a magician, you lose the ability to experience magic in the same way.
Yeah.
and so you'll never feel that same kind of magic ever again. Which
But
is really sad.
you get to create it for other people.
Yeah.
And I
is nice.
nearly peed my pants when you pulled out my
Oh,
card.
did you?
pen.
Oh, good.
In the best
Can I put
possible
that
way.
quote on my website?
Ellie Taylor almost peed my pants. Yeah.
That's going on a poster. My career's about to launch with that new quote. I appreciate that. Thank you.
You're welcome. Anytime. Richard, it's been an absolute joy. Thank you so much for talking about your winning life. And
Just before we go, what
yes.
would you spend? What would be the first thing you would buy? If you won it again.
I'd buy your boat off you.
Oh no, it's I'm Vinted. Yeah.
Yeah. I'd buy your
it's-
trophy off Vinted.
Yeah.
And then I'd buy what would I buy? Yeah, I'd buy your boat.
Would you buy my magic set?
Have you got a magic set?
Yeah, actually, you wouldn't need to win the lottery to win that.
Okay. I'm going to learn how to be a professional magician.
There you go.
And becoming your arch nemesis.
We'll get a few more of those boxes.
There we go.
The next tour show is going to be a joint show.
Oh my God, watch out. Double header coming soon.
I'm looking forward to it. Let's do it.
This is a Reach Studio production brought to you by Lotto from the National Lottery. Subscribe to 1 in a Million wherever you get your podcasts. I've been Ellie Taylor, and special thanks to the production team behind the scenes, Kate Faithful, Rachel Pickett, Dan Richardson and John Harding. Will you be the next Lotto millionaire? We'll play on Wednesdays and Saturdays to find out. Account terms, rules and procedures apply. Players must be 18 years old.